can you tell me what you had for lunch, what you're going to have for supper tonight, and what that is going to do for your blood sugar? This, of course, is really the issue. It can be quite difficult to eat in a way that will keep you healthy and will keep diabetes away from you. Dr. Noluthando Nematswerani is the Chief Clinical Officer at Discovery Health. Dr. Nematswerani, good afternoon to you. We've seen this increase in type 2 diabetes, the type triggered by lifestyle issues. What do you think is causing this? Are there any specific reasons we're seeing more cases of type 2 diabetes?
Thank you so much, Stephen, and happy World Diabetes Day today as we celebrate with those people who are managing their condition well, but also encouraging those who do not know their diabetes status to actually go and screen for it. So I think that the major reason that we're seeing this increase is really the lifestyle-related issues that I think you've already just touched on. And I think this is really specifically related to overweight and obesity. So we're seeing a higher increase, obviously, in our settings, more for women and also for men, and also in children, that we are seeing issues of overweight and obesity. And this is talking to body mass index of over 25 overweight and over 30 if you are thinking about obesity. So I think that is really that. We're eating more and moving less.
Is there also something to do with stress? If we look at what's happened over the last 3 or 4 years, I mean, I wonder if stress is maybe a part of it. People just aren't living like they used to.
No, I mean, stress also contributes to development of chronic conditions, not only even limited to diabetes. We know about blood pressure issues and other mental health related issues. So I think stress as an important risk factor, we need to be managing it. But it also contributes to, obviously, when you are stressed, you maybe don't do things that you should be doing. And some people stress eat. So there are many other related behaviors that, are associated with stress. But on its own, because of the pressure that it puts on your body, it also just contributes to development of chronic conditions, including diabetes.
So much of it is about literally moving around, isn't it? When we spend all our time looking at a screen and pretending to type on it, you're not moving around enough. And I think people who work from home maybe have it more difficult. They're not walking around, going into an office, going from office to office, trying to find the best water cooler.
Working from home has got benefits, but it also has lifestyle-related, disadvantages, because there isn't much walking around. And I think you need to make a conscious effort to get out of your desk, go out around. Sometimes you can have walking meetings when you're talking to your colleagues on screen. You can still move around your house. If you've got stairs, even better, you can go up and down the stairs. But it's important that it's not from desk to the fridge and back to the desk, which usually does happen when you are in a home setting, in a home environment where there isn't much movement. But also I think it's when we think that, physical activity is only limited to the gym environment. You can, even during weekends when you're not working or after hours, after work, you can take a walk in your own, neighborhood, just to be physically active. It not only improves, diabetes control for those people who are living with diabetes. It improves weight control as well, so you can lose weight because you are moving more, and also it's good for your mental health. So I think there are many benefits of just moving, and also worrying and considering what you are also putting in terms of your diet as well.
That quick walk every day, I mean, just 20 minutes, half an hour, I mean, preferably before breakfast if you can. What difference does that make?
So, I mean, if you just move around, ideally the recommendation is at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week, which is 150 minutes. That is the recommendation. It drops your blood pressure. It improves glucose uptake in your muscles. It, improves blood circulation to your organs. It improves blood circulation to your brain. You feel good. You feel better. And also you burn fat in the process and you lose weight.
We see a lot of people sort of doing interesting things, like they say, well, I'm not going to drink sugary drinks, I'm going to drink, the zero drinks, they have aspartame and things like that. They're still fizzy. Is that any better for you? I mean, little changes like that?
I think, any small change. I always say the cheap, government juice, that's how my kids always call it, water. it's the healthiest that you can go. If you really need to rehydrate, I think water is still the best. But I think people, yes, they try. Some, will say, I want to drink 100% fruit juice. That's usually very sugary in nature. Even though it is based it's fruit juice, but it really does not have the nutritious aspects like the fiber that you get when you eat your fruit. The other, newer trends now in terms of the zero Coke, other products where there is a, replacement with sweeteners. They do obviously have lower sugar contents, but you just also need to look at what sweeteners we're using and also what long-term health impacts we might have from the substitution of sugar with other sweeteners. But I think I would recommend let's just stick with water. And yes, every once in a while you can spoil yourself, but let's not over consume, the other fizzy beverages.
I think some people feel they need to make a drastic change, and a drastic change actually is probably harder to sort of, stick to. Is it better to do something slow, to sort of, say, in a year's time I'm going to have achieved this, but I'm going to do it sort of month by month?
Stephen, that is the best way to approach, lifestyle changes, because they can be actually overwhelming. To go from not so healthy to being 100% healthy is not practical. So we always say make those minor tweaks in your life. And what happens is that as you make the minor tweaks, you actually you feel the benefit, you experience the benefit, and it actually motivates you to do more. And as you do more, then you see more results. So I think people must really, not to be hard on oneself. Take one step at a time. If it means, yes, we know what the recommended, movement is like, where we say 30 minutes every for 5 days, which is 150 minutes. If you can't do that, even that 10 minutes a day is, you doing something and you are contributing meaningfully to your health. Similarly with dietary changes. If, yes, you are you love your fizzy drinks and it's something that you can't get rid of overnight, try maybe for one glass of soft drink that you would have taken in a day, substitute that one with just water and see how it goes. Similarly, when we talk to people who smoke, we say, yes, you've been smoking. Yes, you smoke 20 cigarettes a day. Maybe just reduce by 2 a day and then the other 2 in another week. And then let's see how it goes. So I think small incremental changes in behavior do contribute meaningfully to long-term health benefits. So I think people must not be too hard on themselves, but let's take that step in terms of just, doing those small behavioral tweaks.
It seems, I sometimes think maybe, the way the world is moving, that actually we're going to sort of eventually have less and less diabetes in our society. But from what we see, it seems to be getting worse and worse.
Yes, it is getting worse and worse because we're not getting thinner and thinner. Or let me, rather than say healthy, we're not achieving the healthy weight as we would like it, and the stress levels are going high. So I think something has to change in the environment to also support people not to, have these chronic conditions. And I think we can never do enough of creating this awareness, Stephen, because sometimes we forget, and in our day-to-day living, as life takes over, we may forget to remind ourselves that if we do not do things differently, we're not going to get rid of these chronic conditions. And I think we are seeing a growing burden of chronic conditions. Yesterday we are discussing diabetes, but we were discussing hypertension not so long ago. We're going to be discussing other aspects of cancer, prevalence as well, thinking about mental well-being. So all these health issues are interrelated. And what happens is that if we do not tackle them holistically, thinking about environmental changes and also behavioral changes that contribute to this, I don't think we're going to win. Yes, there are some people who are really taking care of themselves, investing in their health, contributing meaningfully to their well-being over a period of time. But we need a more systemic and more community-based movement to try and get rid of some of these chronic conditions.
Dr. Noluthando Nematswerani, thank you, Chief Clinical Officer at Discovery Health. Do appreciate the time this afternoon.